Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Mr. Mikhail's Manor of Mischief, Magic, and Mystery, the podcast where we talk about music, the occult, and just day-to-day life. I am your host, Andrew Mikhail, and welcome to the 6M Podcast. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Mr. Mikhail's Manor of Mischief, Magic, and Mystery, aka the 6M Podcast. Today I am joined by none other than the Lizard for the, I think, 8th installment of the Lizard and Wizard saga. How are you today, the Lizard?
I'm here. I didn't realize it's the 8th one. Shit.
I'm double checking that information.
That's a lot.
Yep. Episode 8. How are we doing today? It is July, well, when this gets released, it's July 15th, 2020, the year of our Lord and Savior, JC.
Shazay.
Yeah.
Is that the NSYNC guy?
Yes.
I should know that. I used to be a big NSYNC fan back in the day.
He was the ugliest one.
He really was. That's why I don't remember him. I love me some Lance Bass. Yeah.
Land Space.
Yes. And Joey Fat One. Fatone.
You have no love for Mr. Christopher Kirkpatrick?
Nope.
Was that in sync or is
No,
that
you're talking
Boys?
Backstreet Boys.
No.
You're talking about what's his face that has his Justin Timberlake.
The one with
There
the dreads.
were no dreads in NSYNC.
Yes, there was.
Please.
Yes, there was.
Okay. Show me.
He had those shitty braid dreads.
Oh my God.
This guy.
I forgot that there was a 5th member of NSYNC. I wouldn't. Wow. Oh, look at that picture of him in the middle with the bow tie and his face is all bloated looking. Oh, he looks like shit now.
As most of us do.
But he looked like shit then too. So, wow, that hair. Wow, it's like some sort of bird.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess the music industry doesn't take very good care of their people.
Did anyone like him? I would be curious. Who were the big ones into him? Nobody. Nobody had. There can't be anybody.
We're looking at pictures on Google Images of this guy, and he's got quite the braids.
I gotta be honest, he's fucking hideous. And the fact that I didn't even remember they had a 5th member is kind of sad for him.
I bet you he was the member that had like the uncle with money.
Dude, it's fucked up though, because I had like posters of them in my room and shit, and I forgot he ever existed. Maybe it's some Mandela effect shit. Maybe he wasn't really there. Maybe they put him in. Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm doing an A and B between old Christopher Kirkpatrick.
Was that his name?
No, he called himself Chris Kirkpatrick.
Wow.
Apparently he had a new metal face. Look at that. He looks like Ivan Moody from Five Fingers.
I don't think he was really in the band. I think it's fucking fake.
Shout out to Ivan. Yo, like...
Oh, fuck, that's him?
Yeah.
Wait, there's got to be a mug shot. Sorry, the dog just sneezed. You don't think he's got a mug shot?
Dude, he looks
like every picture of him is a mug shot.
He looks Middle Eastern.
He does.
Or like Indian.
Weird. I wasn't going to say that.
It's okay.
Because I've been talking about how ugly he is.
Well, I'm looking at his recent pictures and he's like...
Google him.
He's got like, I don't know, Middle Eastern or Indian
he definitely
features.
Does have...
Kirkpatrick is definitely not his name. Get the fuck out of here.
Dive deeper. We will later. Don't worry. Yeah.
I know the listeners are probably really intrigued.
What's the one? Chris, who's the Backstreet Boy? Chris Knight? Was there
who?
I don't know. The name Chris Knight with a K keeps coming to my mind. Was that a boy band member or am I just making shit up?
No.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I wasn't a Backstreet Boy fan though. So I was that psycho in the 90s that hated the Backstreet Boys and also hated Spice Girls. Nobody wanted to be my friend.
Back then, I remember in, I don't know if it was like the last couple of years of elementary school or early junior high, but like Backstreet Boys came out with Millennium.
Backstreet's back. All right.
Millennium had, I think I Want It That Way on it. And like, I grew up watching MTV like pretty much all day, every day. And I would watch TRL. I would watch all the shows. And every day it was Backstreet Boys, Backstreet Boys, Backstreet Boys, Limp Bizkit, Backstreet Boys, Backstreet Boys. So I noticed at school, a lot of the guys and girls were like a lot of the guys in school were like fronting, like, we love Backstreet Boys. And then the girls would be like, oh my God, they're so sensitive. They love good music. Yes.
I do not remember that narrative.
And it came to the point where like dudes in school were like during recess and like even sometimes in class were doing choreographed.
No. Oh, I know. I know those dances
with each other. Like that was the way to like pull in the girls. Cause like as a kid, my desk was like covered in metal shit, like, you know, new metal shit. Mm-hmm. And I remember I had like Circus magazine clippings. I had Hit Parader clippings like on my binders and shit. And like all the girls would kind of like make fun of me because I was the fat, weird kid that liked scary, spooky music.
Spooky, scary.
So then like I looked to my right and then like you got all the like jock dudes, which are friends of mine now, but they were like pulling off the choreography, sorry, for like the Millennium album cycle. And I'm like, God damn.
Okay.
But they also had a lot of bowl cuts, which I never had. So that didn't really work.
God. You know what's funny about you saying that now, that when you were in elementary school, all the cool dudes were using Backstreet Boys to get the girls? You know what's fucking weird?
What?
When we first started dating, the first time I came to visit you in Texas, which was like only like, you know, the first few times we hung out, you were all about that new Backstreet Boys song. And you played the video for me. I remember many times when I was there and I was like, what the fuck? I thought this was like a black metal guy. This motherfucker is listening to Backstreet Boys.
Hell yeah.
But you just have such like a fucking diverse taste in music. But I remember that distinctly, like, oh, this is weird. I didn't think he was into this.
Yo. That
maybe
Backstreet
you were
Boys
employing what you learned as a kid, that the Backstreet Boys get you the ladies, and you tried to use it on me as an adult.
Wait a second. I already had you. It was, the song is called Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
It's pretty good.
It's a fucking good song.
The video is pretty good too. But I remember watching it and you were like, we were talking about like which of our Backstreet Boys like we were the most attracted to and shit. It was a little bit, you know, I could have gone either way with my interpretation of that after not knowing you for very long.
Do you remember which one I said was
the fucking one?
The tall, scary metal one?
Yeah, I gotta see the pictures.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin, you like him, right? Yeah. Ugh, he's so greasy.
Look at that. He's got the long hair.
Greasy.
Dude, he looks metal. He's got the long hair.
He looks like a fucking hitman. Like that motherfucker would kill you. He's kind of scary. He's like that lanky, silent, scary.
Yeah, that's the best one. Like, look, dude, he looks like Yanni here.
You're fucking crazy. You look that. Yep. No wonder you like him. Let me see the other ones. I forget who mine was.
The other ones look like wieners.
No, I want to see like the current ones because I don't remember which one I liked when we had that.
Look at these wieners.
Ugh.
I bet you like this one.
No, I need a current. Is that current?
Yes.
No, I like that one.
Nick.
No, the back corner, right? Is he bald?
This one?
Yeah.
Paul? I know it's not.
That's the one I like.
Of course.
Why do I like that one?
No one likes him.
I like the people no one likes. This is always true.
Look at him.
Oh, he's the only cute one. All the other ones look like dorks.
You're only saying that because he has a beard. You can't see his face.
Let me see his face. No,
There,
he's the only, like, he's cute. The other ones are all either look like aliens or hitmen or...
Look at this. Look at this bowl cut. Nick Carter. Is that his name? Nick Carter had like the perfect like side part.
That's a middle part.
Center bowl
part.
Cut.
With the highlights. Oof. With the roots.
See, look how scary this one is.
He doesn't fit. He looks like their dad.
Exactly.
In that picture.
Like all the girls, like in school, were like crushing on Nick, and this little one, Brian. Where I was like, yo, this one's cool. The one with the long hair, because he looked metal, but now he looks like Snoop Dogg. So that's weird.
That one that I like, he's the only hot one. Look at him. Fuck.
It's because you can't see his face.
It's true.
I do like that.
I know you like that blazer. It's
though.
A floral brocade blazer. You are obsessed.
But look what he's wearing.
Is that a kimono?
Yep.
Wow.
For those of you that don't know, I do love me a good kimono.
You have many.
Look at that. Wow.
Does he have a half up man bun?
Ooh.
Your dude.
That's his hair right there.
Yeah, but no, the top is back in a bun like Uhtred son of Putrid style. All right.
Yep.
Those are the two best. The two that we like for sure. The other ones, wow.
The other ones are too Aryan.
They are. Are you like, I think dating a Middle Eastern, or I feel like I've gone against the Aryan
poster child.
Yeah, they're not cute. They look like little, I don't even.
That the industry tried to shove down people's throats as like the perfect looking people.
That dude in the middle, man. I'd be into that if I didn't have you.
I'm sure
he kind of looks like you.
I'm sure he's available.
Kind of looks like you.
I don't have money to get all tatted up like that though.
You already are.
He's got some knuckle blasters there.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Breaking my heart. I don't know. I don't remember the song. I want to listen to it now.
We will, I'm sure, now.
Hell yeah.
Tonight.
Hell yeah. Other than that.
Sidebar about Backstreet Boys.
What was some... What? So, like in elementary school...
What?
I was obsessed with Slipknot and Soulfly and Fear Factory. You guys know that. What were you obsessed with?
In elementary school?
Yeah. Fucking Roy Orbison?
No, I listened to like all my sister's CDs that I would steal, like Sublime, fucking Cake, Nirvana. I did like Christina Aguilera. And then I liked a bunch of old shit like from the 70s. I was a weird kid. It didn't bode well for me social life wise as a child because I had very weird interests.
Well, your parents are older.
Yes.
Right?
And my sister's 10 years older. So it's basically just like a blessing and a curse because I think I appreciate that now. But back then I was just like weird.
Did you have a puka shell necklace?
Nope. And I wore clothes like that my mom picked out for me and I got made fun of. And like I never like shaved my legs until like a long time. And kids made fun of me. I get made fun of a lot. I was fat.
I remember...
If we're going to get down to it, I got teased a lot.
Well, I remember as a kid, like, I don't remember what my fashion was. I guess it was pretty much whatever I can get, I wore. But I remember getting a gift, I think from my uncle, from one of his trips to Hawaii. It was a shark tooth necklace.
Oh, wow.
And I think we went through the big bin and I still have it. Do you remember it?
Yes. When we went through the big bin and we found all the bras that girls had thrown at you at shows and I put them on.
Yes.
Those teenage titties were bigger than mine. Whoever those bras were, good for you. Those were some young tits. Any names. Those were some young, full tits.
I'm not going to name any names because they're still big fans.
Good.
And thank you for that.
Your bra is disintegrating, though. It left black shit all over my skin. But thanks for letting me try it on, whoever you are.
Back in the day, Like, you're talking about when I was in the band Forsworn, like in high school.
Yeah.
Basically, I was really quiet in junior high school, but like everybody knew me as like the metal guy. And I'm sure people have other delusions about that time. But, a lot of people knew me as the crazy rocker metal guy, but like I was pretty cool with all of like the groups, the jocks, the popular kids, the math kids, everything,
I don't know. I never saw those kinds of like groups. I was weird.
I think that's why, like, a lot of people make fun of me because, like, I'm a black metal, death metal person, but like a lot of my verbiage is like, very Chicago or like almost hood at times. And it's like, because I grew up like being friends with like all these, like, I guess you would call them teeny boppers. And then I was friends with like the literal gangbangers of like my area. And I was friends with like the people that couldn't speak English. I was friends with, like even Indians, everybody. Like I was just like, yo, you're fucking cool. We're going to be cool. You respect me. I respect you. Hell yeah. Let's be friends. And then like, they'd be like, oh, you still doing that rocker shit? I'm like, hell yeah. Come out to a show. And what I would do is I would print at the library like stacks on stacks of flyers that I made on Photoshop as like a kid, and I would cut them up and pass them to everybody. So like at school, like those teeny bopper kids would get flyers, my gangbanger friends would get flyers, the English as a second language kids would get flyers, everybody, metal kids, Dream Theater fucking nerds, everybody. And they would all come to the show or shows. And we had like one of the biggest draws at the time for like a high school band at like, our regional shows. And a lot of these people, it was their first time being at like a concert or like a metal concert, and a lot of carnage ensued, mosh pits, underage drinking in the parking lot, and a lot of the times, a lot of flashing, a lot of tit flashing, and we would be playing, and girls would tie their bra to my guitar. They would throw the bras on stage because it was like their first experience at a show.
I think that back then, more people were more open-minded and more interested in things, and like they just like wanted shit to do. They weren't gonna like say no to a new experience just because I'm not into that, or that's not my genre. And now you have everybody who's gotten they're in their lane and they're not really open-minded anymore.
Yeah.
And also about the different aspects of different groups of people, I think that's like a real like unique Midwest Chicago suburb kind of thing where like there is a lot of diversity around us, to be honest, that a lot of people don't like. You're not like one of those like metal dudes that came out of fucking California where like the mindset is, I think, less diverse actually in terms of like what people are into and like the people you meet. But I think it's telling of the times that back then people would come out to stuff like that and have a good time. And today I don't think people, well, I mean, right now you can't go to a concert, but I don't think people they don't have as much fun because they're not open-minded.
Yeah.
It's sad, really.
Well, shout out to all my metal friends in California. I think.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
I think it's more of like it's like a breed sort of in different places, but not so much here. So you do get a lot more exposure with different groups of people and stuff.
I think the Midwest mentality, at least back then, was like, we're all stuck in this area together.
Yeah.
We're all trying to survive the seasons.
Yeah, we don't live in a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Like we don't have nice weather.
We're all stuck together. We're stuck to coexist. We have to get along. And you do see that in California where, other people are getting along with other types of people. Like, yeah, that's normal. But and you'll see this, like I've said it before on social media or whatever, like I'll go and fly into SFO or LAX, and then the attitude changes, not for the worse, but you definitely notice that like you start to feel like a quote unquote Midwest bumpkin because you're trying to make friends with everybody. Like literally, like we went to the airport and, you know, I was chatting up, you know, Starbucks employees, I was chatting up whoever, because that's like how we get along. And that's how we get through our day to day, where they're more like, yeah, okay, thank you. You know, bye.
I think that there's more of like that, like for longer than recently out, you know, maybe in that culture more like there's more of people stay sort of in their lane, and we're like intrusive in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Broad shoulders, you know, all that crap, all those sayings, whatever. But it's true. Yeah. You know, we're in all kinds of genres and areas, and we're in each other's business, and we'll talk to you and we'll shoot the fucking shit. I could talk to a wall for hours.
And you do.
And I do.
But that's the thing, like, honestly, like growing up this way, I would have had it, and I wouldn't have had it any other way, because it really taught me a lot about these other cultures. It taught me a lot about how to act. Because, you know, I've been all over the world, and if I acted the way some people act on a day-to-day basis, and I've seen it firsthand, I've seen people go into other countries with this entitlement or this whole, stay your distance bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I went over to these countries, like, they would fucking chew me up and spit me out. But it's that Midwest, like, you know, hey, how's your day going? You know, like, I'll be at a fucking drive-thru, be like, oh, can I take your order? Like, hey, how you doing? They're like, oh, I'm doing great, thanks. It's like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to fucking talk to people.
Right. Like, and I mean, it's even less of that now, obviously. And right now is bullshit too, because you know what's a pain in my asshole when I've been going out is it's so fucking hard to talk through masks.
That, and you can't really read people's reaction.
No, but like literally you have to talk 10 times louder, and like it's all muffled. It's like, it's hard. And honestly, it's kind of sad, because I did like to talk to people and, you know, strangers or people at businesses that I was at or whatever. And like, it's like so difficult. It's becoming like, I don't even want to.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad. But
well,
I
it's
think
even
that
worse for
we
me, because I think it's worse for me because I'm fucking soft-spoken.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm loud as shit. You are one of the most soft-spoken people I have ever met. So yeah, that's way more difficult. Like I didn't even think about that.
Like I just went to Target like the other day or whatever. And, you know, like I said something to an employee and they kind of just stared at me, and I said it louder because I was just trying to make small talk or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And, cause this old man, he looked like a veteran, like was trying to walk into Target without a mask. And being that he was an older man, he was a veteran, I was like, if there's an issue, the employee's going to tell him, hey, you can't be in here like that. And, you know, as soon as we walked in, you know, I could tell he saw me putting on my mask, and he saw that was about to happen. And he was like, I'm going to walk in anyways.
Oh, so you didn't even tell me about that. No.
So the employee said something like, excuse me, sir, you can't be, and he's like, and like turned around like, shucks.
Aww.
And you know, I said something to the employee, like, you know, something funny, and she just kind of like looked at me, and I said it louder, and she's like, I'm like, okay, like, sorry, I didn't get the cues. Same thing with checking out. Like I told you about that time I checked out, and I was making jokes, you know, because this is a weird situation for everybody to be in. It's a weird reality to be in a store and see all these people but no faces.
It is weird. And when I get stressed like that or nervous, I joke about it. So I get why you were doing that.
Yeah.
But it's strange, and it's kind of like awkward because, you know, you and I aren't out that much. So when we do, it's like extra weird. Some people I think are used to it maybe by now, but it's very strange. It's to the point where like my interactions with others going out, like having to wear masks and do social distancing, are so awkward and uncomfortable that I would rather not go out.
Yeah.
Like, and that's sad, but hopefully things will get better, you know?
Yeah, I just think people are too scared to even talk to each other because they don't know if they're about to end up on YouTube or not. You know what I mean?
That too.
It's like, if you start to piss someone off, they're going to whip out their camera and be like, oh yeah? Keep talking, buddy. It's like, people have lost their fucking minds.
Yes.
And yeah, it's either way, I'm happy the way I grew up.
Same.
And shout out to all those people that are still, like, literally still with me. Like, some of those people I talked about, and they're, you know, like, oh dude, it's crazy you're still doing music. And I'm like, yeah, it is pretty crazy.
Do you still talk to people from your childhood?
Yes.
That's cool.
Briefly, though, because I'm so busy with Serpent shit.
I don't have anyone. I still am. Well, I haven't had Facebook for years, so probably I shot myself in the foot by doing that. Or
you saved yourself.
Yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah.
But I don't talk to anybody from that. The friend that I talk to that I've known the longest would be like maybe like senior year of high school and then college, but that's it. I don't know anybody from way back when.
We even talked about the fact that I went to my high school 10-year reunion.
Oh yeah, I was like, why?
I was bored. I was like, because this is when I was writing Temet Nose in Michigan, and I was like, I got the Facebook event because our high school didn't do like a formal reunion, so I got a Facebook event invite. It was like
I think that's how they do it now. It's weird.
Oh.
Because I think that I didn't have Facebook when they did mine, and somebody let me know, but they were like, it was only a Facebook invite. I think that's like common now, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, weird. I don't know. I went, I partied, I fucking reopened some old wounds.
Oh no.
You know, I was like, good thing I went. So then I went back to pure Michigan.
There you go.
I remember that being a conversation at the reunion. They were like, where are you living? I'm like, Michigan. And they were like, Tim Allen. I'm like, what? They're like, every time I go driving, because again, I wasn't living in Chicago. So they're like, every time I'm on the road, I hear Tim Allen's voice and it's just pure Michigan. I'm like, no fucking way. And then I found out that was real.
Can you do the thing, the Tim Allen, Tim the Toolman Taylor thing? All right. I can't do it. There you go. I forget. What were we watching? Were we watching something about how they like tied that noise into that show and it's become like a fucking like, what the fuck was I listening to? It was like how they tie like weird noises into things that like become super memorable for people. And that was one of the examples was that weird ass noise at the end of the intro to Tim the Toolman. What is Home Improvement? Was that the show?
Oh, yes.
That was a weird fucking show. Remember Wilson?
Yes.
Fucking permanent face mask.
Yeah.
He was the first one. Shit.
I saw a picture of what his face really looked like.
I don't want to know.
I was about to pull it up, but never mind.
No. Wait, yes. Do me.
Did you know?
Do me.
The listeners don't know that that's the sound I make when I come.
Yeah. That and the other one. Do it.
I'm too tired for that.
Fuck.
Wilson.
You did it last time, I think, but it's just been...
Yeah, I know. Home Improvement Wilson is the third Google search.
Let me see that face.
Literally, he's wearing a face mask in this picture. Weird.
Why?
That's his face.
He looks kind of like a murderer.
He's Uncle Touchy's naked puzzle basement.
What? The fuck did you just say?
Nothing.
I want to take it back. Please make him go away.
What is he? Who does he look like? He looks like somebody.
He does look like somebody. Fuck. I think some sort of murderer or something.
No.
Yeah.
No.
John Wayne Gacy? No.
No.
He just, yeah. I didn't need to see that.
It'll come to me.
But he was the first face mask. Really?
R.I.P.
Is he dead?
No, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
What a weird show. Dead. Look how young Tim Allen was. My God.
Everyone's dead. Yep, he died in 2003.
Really? Well,
And he got a Turbo Man for Johnny months ago.
It's nestled safely under a tree.
But even Home Improvement, like this was what time of the 90s?
Shit, yeah.
91 to 99. So
that was a long run.
Even Home Improvement was like a depiction of Midwest, like,
yeah, for
camaraderie,
sure.
Where it's like, oh, I'm having problems in the house. Gonna talk to my neighbor. You know, it's like that. Like, if you notice, shows these days don't even fucking depict a neighbor or anything like that. It's just like me, constant struggle, me, inner dialogue. You notice that?
Yeah, I notice a lot of things in pop culture, media, news, apps, internet that I'm not really cool with. But that's a fucking big can of shit to open up. It's not a safe place. Are you barking of motherfucking that movie? God damn, people should watch that. We watched 2 movies in the last 3 or 4 days, and both of them were good.
This kind of flows in with the conversation, you know, where we lived in, well, we came up in the 90s and the 2000s, and like society was completely different, and everyone was a lot more open to, I guess, spending time with each other, or
everyone felt safer before 9/11 is the issue.
That, and you know, like you said, like people back then were more open to going to a concert and being like, what's this metal shit about? Well, let's go fucking party and have a good time. And it's like, now it's like, who's playing? What time are they playing?
Is it worth it? I don't know.
Who else is playing? What are the drink specials?
Let me check the invite list on Facebook to make sure these people aren't going to be there, because I can't be in their presence.
Yeah.
People are babies. It's fucking annoying.
Well, they're trained like this.
Well, they've been I can't brainwashed. What?
They've been trained to be this way because of powers that be that came up around the same time as we did, but we were like weird hybrids where we had a taste of the real world and then this new world that we're in. But we watched a movie the other night. It's a brand new movie. Well, we watched 2, and one of them was called Vivarium.
Shit.
It's a Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots movie.
I don't know.
And
those are the 2 actors, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The guy and the girl.
Yeah.
But obviously,
the guy's the one that played Mark Zuckerberg in the Facebook movie, right? Yeah.
But we're not going to spoil the movie for people.
It's not about Facebook.
But it basically explains the premise of, I mean, I guess you could call it just living isolated from humanity or human emotion.
Yeah, it's like living in like what's supposed to be like an idyllic, you know, little community, whatever, but I think it's showing like really people who live in those communities right now are like, they're so separate from each other and so isolated, and nobody's really on the same page right now, and people are so divided. And I thought it was a really appropriate movie for this time.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird quarantine watch.
It makes you think.
Because, you know, I mean, again, we're trying not to spoil the movie for you all, but the vibes per the director, I guess, that he was trying to put out is that, you know, people our age are searching for something, and we end up accepting what we want, even though it's not good for us, and at the detriment of, I guess, happiness or humanity or whatever.
I agree with you, and I think it was showing that juxtaposition between like societal norms and what is actually like what people want deep down, because I think a lot of people follow societal norms instead of maybe what they actually want. and then they end up in a situation where they're very unhappy. Yeah. And while those societal norms, I think, are changing, there's always still those things there, and who knows what's going to happen. But it was a really good movie.
Even shout out to Lorcan Finnegan, the filmmaker. Even as a musician, like being a professional for the past, I would say I signed my name on the first dotted line in 2008. So being a professional for 12 years, all of those 12 years, people have been preaching to me, hey, that's great, keep following your dream. But, when you're going to buy a house, or when you're going to get get a real job, or when are you going to find a lady to settle down with and get married, have kids?
Those pressures are horseshit.
Yeah.
What I'm thankful for in my life is my family has never put one pressure like that on me, ever.
Well, it's not even just family. Like, it's even your friends.
I mean, not mine.
Well, I mean,
I surround myself by weirdos.
Yeah, I guess.
Literally, my family doesn't want me to settle down and have kids because my parents are so old. They know it's gonna just make them sadder. Then they'd have more. Then they'd have more grandkids to be like, my parents are old. They're gonna pass away. They're gonna miss it. I don't think they. My mom has encouraged me. Don't do it. It's like the weirdest thing ever, but I like it.
And then you have my mom and dad that are like separated, but they're like, oh, when am I going to be a grand?
Well, that's just because that's what most people know.
Yeah.
And there's very few people that choose to maybe break from that mold or those pressures or whatever. When it comes down to it, you don't have to listen to another goddamn person. You listen to yourself and maybe your partner who's closest to you, like you and I. Those outside influences is just too much for people, and that's what breaks people.
Well, I think it's a generational thing, to the point that when we were growing up in school, there was an obvious shift in dialogue, and it shift from, pursue the American dream, blah, 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 get a good job, go to college, be this, be that. And then I noticed in a gradual progression, and maybe you will agree with me, that the dialogue changed sort of after 2000 or 9/11 even, to, hey, be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever. And being, again, in that hybrid space of like growing up, hearing, all these really old teachers like telling me, you have to do this, you got to get a good job, you got to do this, blah, 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 to, hey, if you want to take it easy, go ahead, take it easy. It was more spiritual, more lax after that point. And, that really stuck with me to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm going to carve my own path. And I think that for the older people in our lives, like, that's really unheard of, and it's scary. And it's like, how could you take a jump like that with your life? Like, what's the end game? Who's going to help you? Like, how are you going to do this and this and this? And like, perfect example, like, I moved to Michigan on a whim. I moved to Texas on a whim. I fucking was living in Florida, California, whatever. And everybody around me was like, what are you doing? How could you do that? Like,
really?
What? Yes.
Why?
Because they were like, how does that make sense?
Yeah. So I've never had those kind of pressures, and I've never felt things like that. And I've done some weird shit in my life. Trust me. And no one ever second guessed me or ever told me that I might be making the wrong decision. And to be totally honest with you, I wish they had in many situations.
Yeah.
But I never had that. Never experienced that. I was always, from friends and family, you do you, because we know you're going to do what you want to do regardless, and we're not going to say anything. Yeah. I've never been pressured or had people try to put me in a lane or anything. I've always done what I wanted to do. So I've never had that.
But that's the thing, like, being a hybrid, it's like I'm living proof that, like I still can't stand the idea of having to work a 9 to 5. Like, I think it would destroy me and my soul. But, cause like the listeners don't know, but I can't do it. I would rather start my own company at that point and create an industry, create a business, and then spend my 9 to 5 carving my own lane out of nothing. And at the same time, like, I have this anything is possible fire in my belly from this point on in my adulthood, but I have that old archaic, cookie cutter life instilled in me. So like, that's why I keep saying, like, I was a hybrid to the point where I'm still carving my own path, but I have this underlying, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should, get a house with someone. Maybe I should, whatever. And, you're living proof. Like, we are in a house together.
Am I proof of you giving in to the archaic?
No, no, you know what? You're living proof. Here, you ready? You ready for a fucking something people need to hear?
Blow my mind.
You are living proof of balance. That's what people need to do. People need to find balance in opposing opinions or viewpoints. That's unheard of. Sure as fuck today. But, I took this information that I learned as in public school, because I didn't have any, college or formal training. And I also took the information that seemingly ceased to exist before a certain time. And I found a fucking balance. I found a medium. It's okay to be free, but also want this and that. It's okay to want the cookie cutter life, the 9 to 5, but also you want to pursue your passions. That's fine. Where today, and I'm really interested to see what the children of today in like 20 years, how they're going to be, because the people teaching them right now are probably of the same mindset of, carve your own path, and there is no other part of that lesson, the American dream. So I think that, like, the future generation is going to be really, I guess, I don't know. It's going to be really different. And the hybrids are going to be cool or uncool, who knows? But I think people now need to understand that, and even the younger listeners, they need to understand that there needs to be balance. Otherwise, it's going to be, I guess, I don't know what the word would be. Fucked? No.
No, not fucked. Maybe fucked, but
what is it? Variety is the spice of life.
Yeah, but it's not so much variety. It's being true to what you want out of life and not what other people tell you need out of life. Because people will tell you, oh, you need to settle down. You need to have a family. You need to get a 9 to 5. But you know what? Most people don't need that. Most people need, and I think that sort of concept is changing with more people, like, obviously working from home and not working normal hours and maybe working 4 days a week instead of 5. And I think all of that's in the process of like morphing into something new where people might find more balance. And I think that's a good thing, because people, have been pressured by families and stuff. And I don't think it really is what most people want.
But then you have people that are the opposite, they want the life plan laid out for them, and they're terrified of the thought of, be whatever you want to be. Like, they just want to work, they want to make their money, and they want to feed their kids.
To be totally honest, that's how I am to an extent. Yeah. I have known, we haven't talked about my career, but it's my career, and I've been on my career path. I've gone through a lot of schooling, and I am where I am today because I did all of those things. But I started on that path a long time ago, and I've wavered along the way. Like, is this really what I want to do? Whatever. But I'm here, and I'm happy with my life. But my life is essentially a 9 to 5 ish. I make my own schedule, but I have to work like the same amount of hours ish as a 9 to 5. I can work wherever I want. It's fine. But like,
but you still take a gamble though. Yeah,
but I've never been the person who wanted to create my own business, who wanted to blaze my own path, who wanted like all the stuff that you like, who wanted to be creative. I want a job where I know that I can put my effort into it every week, sort of set my own schedule, and I know I have a guaranteed fucking paycheck. That makes me able to do all of this stuff that I actually like want to do.
But at the same time, you're still breaking away from it and finding the balance because, yeah, you're doing the 9 to 5, but we're not married.
No.
We don't have kids.
No.
And you shacked up with someone that's not a career man in terms of, in terms of, all right, honey, I'll see you later tonight. I got to go to work. I got to head to the office. Oh, you won't. I got a long day at the office today. I'll see you at 6:00 maybe. And then,
yeah,
like you are in your mind, you're saying you're still sticking to your guns, but at the same time, you've already found that balance because you've inched away from it.
Well, they're not, not like sticking to my guns. I just think that for some people, like a stable job, a 9 to 5-ish type of thing where you work for somebody else, you don't have your own company. I think for some people that like me, I find comfort in that. And that allows me to enjoy having, weirdness and chaos in the rest of my life. Cause I know my paycheck's going to come in and, we can do whatever. And, I don't care about all the other shit. It just makes me have the freedom to do that.
And I'm not shitting on people that pursue that path.
Well, that's why I gave my example of me because, it can seem like that to people.
No.
You're like, well, blaze your own path. You do your own thing. You don't have to do this. But
you're taking me out of context. I'm not saying.
No, I know you're not saying that. Everyone blaze your path.
I'm saying people, if they are unhappy, they need to identify that there's a balance to be had, especially people our age that were taught two different ways.
Right.
They are tortured inside because they're working the 9 to 5, but they're dreaming of hitting the stage. And then you have the people that are hitting the stage and they're dreaming of the picket fence. That's what I'm saying. It's okay to fucking want to work and it's okay to want to fucking rock. That's fine. But I'm saying that it's weird that it's demonized. A person like myself is a fucking essentially a social pariah if I want to go to a fucking backyard barbecue and everyone's sitting there going like, what is this guy's deal? He fucking plays music for a living? Or, oh, you don't have any kids? It's like that shit. I dealt with that, living in these other places because I dove into the 9 to 5, etc. And then they're like, so what do you do? What's your favorite bar? What do you like to do? And I'm like, I write music and, fucking go on dates.
That's people like, projecting.
Exactly. They're
unhappy themselves, so they put that shit onto you. Well, okay, so I'm unhappy and he has all this freedom, so I'm just going to tell him, well, why haven't you done this? And make you feel bad like you're behind in some way.
Yeah.
Also, this reminds me of the last season that we just finished of Eastbound and Down.
Hell yeah.
Oh my, like it's super on point, right?
Well, that's, okay, so we just subscribed to HBO Max, which both of us are pretty upset because there's no real sex or cat house.
Literally the first thing I said to search for, because HBO Max, they said, we have all of the old HBO specials, documentaries, and I was like, fucking real sex, cat house, bring it on. First thing we searched for, not there. HBO Max, if you're listening, I need the real sex and the cat house.
And also release Lovecraft Country because we want to see our old house.
Yeah, that's true. But really, I would prefer the real sex.
Give me all the real sexes.
That shit was so fucking good and weird.
The nipple clamps.
One where they rubbed food all over each other and then pegged each other. Like, it was so good.
Hell yeah.
Fuck it. We need to find it on YouTube.
If we can't practice fucking hedonism because of this, because of this quarantine, I want to fucking watch it.
I think we could find it on YouTube. We need to.
I mean,
but it's not as fun.
The internet is vast, I'm sure. But we fucking paid for a subscription, and I want to see some fucking balls, tits, and ass.
It's not even like seductive. It's gross, but so good.
It's more of like a documentary with,
That's why it's great.
But Vivarium. No, I'm just kidding.
No, Eastbound and Down.
Yeah,
we were just talking about the balance.
Yeah. So what happened? What happened was, I started watching episode 1 of season 4, and this is an exclusive.
I thought it was season 5.
Season 4. This is an exclusive, even to the lizard. So I watched episode 1, and I was like, holy shit! I feel like this was my story.
You didn't tell me this.
I know.
Is that why you sucked me in, you little little bitch?
Because you were around when I was a sales representative, and I hated every moment of it. I had an asshole boss who wanted to be fucking chummy and, fuck me over at the same time. And it's like, I had that dark side, like the Kenny. I'm not going to spoil the season, but he has like a dark side because of this hatred for his life that he had. And that's like literally what I was dealing with. Like, you remember the text chains that we had?
Absolutely. And he reacted the same way you did. It was like you take it for so long, and then you're like, I can't anymore because of how stupid this shit is. And I understand, because I've seen what you dealt with in that job, and I get it.
Well,
but
I tried to stage a coup, and it didn't work.
I think Kenny Powers did, and he's found it down too. But then he goes back to his entertainment career. But meanwhile, he wants to maintain the picket fence life that he set up with his shitty 9-to-5 job. Yeah. And it all falls apart because he realizes that he can't handle maintaining both. But I think over the course of the whole season, maybe he realized he can, whatever. But the fucked up thing is, we watched all of Eastbound and Down. In the last episode, the last 10 minutes, what did I do? I sobbed like a fucking baby.
It's true.
And it's because it did remind me of you. And the last 10 minutes of the last episode of that fucking show came out of nowhere.
It was pretty good.
I mean, I'd watch it again. But, and that's saying something, because I don't watch it twice.
I guess the overall theme of the last season is all that glitters is not gold.
That is true.
Pretty much. But Vivarium. No, I'm just kidding.
Shut up. You just like saying Vivarium. It sounds like a supplement, like a vitamin.
It sounds very German.
Vivarium.
Vivarium.
Yeah, it does. You're right.
You make such a bad accent on your podcast. Anyways, we just got some Lou Malnati's again upstairs, but
Shoe Malshadis.
It's like burning in my brain that it's just sitting there. But
I mean, I'm cool.
We also watched Palm Springs with Andy Samberg.
That was wonderful.
It was pretty hilarious.
It was funny and also thought-provoking. Dealt with some like quantum physics type stuff. Like it honestly, I don't see that there's any person that could watch that and not like it in some respect. It had a lot of everything.
It's also a great quarantine movie because you'll see.
I chose both of these, by the way. The fact that I'm just going to put this on record. He never likes my movie choices, and I picked 2 this week, and both of them he's talking about and recommending on here. So,
yeah, because
this has never happened before.
It's because we've got slim pickings these days.
Oh, see, he had to discount it, didn't ya? Didn't ya?
Well, you seem to be enjoying this new 90 Day Fiancé Strikes Back.
You introduced me to it yesterday. Mm-hmm. It's
like Inception. It's like the characters are watching the show, and then they're watching people watch the show, and they're all commenting on like people commenting on their show.
Explaining it hurts my brain.
Yeah, it's great. And we've talked about 90 Day Fiancé on this podcast a lot.
It's the best distraction in entertainment today.
It is.
Hands down.
Aside from the news. But if you're talking distraction. But
fake news.
Yes. Yeah. We recommend 90 Day Fiancé for the past, I don't know, however many episodes, and we do not put our seal of approval on the 90 Day Fiancé the other way. That shit has been hot trash.
Just this current season.
Yes. Oh, yeah, right.
Don't hate on Jenny and Submit from past seasons. That's not fair.
No.
This season sucks balls.
Yeah, this season's a stretch.
I think they removed stuff. I think they removed stuff that was in there. I think they removed an entire couple from this season.
Couples.
I think so. So that they could be
PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And motherfucker, it's ruining entertainment. So all you people that are fucking pushing your PC agenda that's not going to fucking survive, you're ruining entertainment. Sorry.
They're ruining 90 Day Fiancé.
Honestly.
No, it's just weird to watch, like,
the most boring thing you've ever seen.
It's weird to see like I get it. Like, I get the fact that, like, what was done to some of these couples was out of the interest of, like, not shining the light on certain characteristics of certain people. And I get that. But you can't just, like, pretend it never happened.
90 Day Fiancé is literally about couples who probably shouldn't be together from other countries coming together, and you watch the initial stages of their relationship, and it is a shit show and a half. So what they did by possibly, well, we know some of them were removed for political reasons or whatever. They took all the fucking good shit out of it. All the juice is gone.
They censored it.
They censored it. It's being censored.
But that's the thing, which is silly. It's like, if they're a racist, that adds to the whole story of their story. That ends their story of like this one woman is dating an
Nigerian.
Yeah.
Nigerian.
And she, at the very end, said some racist shit.
We don't know because we never saw it. That's just the rumors. Apparently.
But, they completely
I'm sure she did.
They removed her and him, so he suffered as well, from the whole history of everything. And it's like they never were there. It's weird. Yeah, and it's like, yo, I get that everyone is trying to erase history because that's the thing now. Pretending like, well, we can't. Basically, what I'm saying is, like, you can't erase history because you can't learn from past mistakes at that point. So, being a show about these couples and, like, oh yeah, they have their ups and downs, and it's like, if at the end the fucking woman is a racist, fucking air that shit, because hey, that's their story, and if they break up, that's a part of the story. You don't fucking just wipe them and pretend nothing happened, because then that's suspect as well. But
I agree.
It's silly, like, watching this, like, 90 Day Fiancé strikes back, and I'm like, yo, where's like half of the cast? Well, it's like, at that point, don't even fucking air it.
To be totally honest, I'm not sure whether it is TLC, the network's decision to protect themselves by not airing that, or is it to protect those individual people from being attacked for being racist or sexist or whatever. I'm not sure what it is.
At that point, if you're stupid enough to spout off shit on, like, television, like,
but you should be able to if you want to. I'm going to be honest.
On the record.
On a reality show, if you want to voice your fucking opinion, how you feel in that moment, I think that that's what people sign up to do, and that's what people sign up to watch.
Yeah.
You should be fucking just prepared for that. If they're going to say something that's racist or not PC, the audience should know you're watching a reality show. If you don't like it, do something about it, or realize these people
are pieces of shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you don't need to go burn down their house or something like that. Do positive change.
Yeah.
I don't get it. There's no way that you can just erase people and rewrite history to adhere to a certain narrative. It's not possible because we're going to end up as like a completely different population and it's not going to be positive.
Yeah.
You can't not to mention, pretend things didn't happen.
And not to mention, those people are still alive and they're still walking around. So it's not like they don't exist.
Exactly.
It's just turning a blind eye to it. And
everyone that's getting canceled faces the same thing.
It's pretending that, like, oh, they're gone. It's like, no, actually, you only just probably ruined their lives, which is in some cases called for. But, it's like, at least air it.
Do you remember that episode of Black Mirror with the girl where they have all likes. The technology with the likes? I don't know what episode that was called. What they're doing to these people is muting them.
Yeah.
And it's very visual there in that episode, like to just like see what that entails. And it's really weird.
It's strange to watch.
It is.
And like I said, there's a lot of, this is a hot button issue at the moment, but it's simple to say, and shouldn't be a hot issue to say that like we need history so we don't repeat the same mistakes. I don't know how simple, like how can you convey that wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like
convey what wrong?
That idea. It's like we need
to learn from our history instead of try to pretend like it never happened.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. No, so, I agree. That's my issue. I'm not trying to say anybody should not speak up. Nobody should voice it. I think everybody should speak up and voice their opinion, but history happened. You can only go forward.
Yes.
There's no sense
We're
in
really
that.
Fired up about 90 Days. No, I'm just kidding. But
well, it's just, all this shit starts to tie in with everything going on when you really start talking about it. So.
If you start to zoom out, like I said in the previous episode, you start to see the bullshit as it is. And I know a lot of people listening are probably like, okay, dude. But at the same time, it's really, really, really very hidden in plain sight. And it's sad to see
people fall into traps.
People, especially people that we love and respect.
And smart people.
Yes, fall into this, I guess, trap, as you called it. But it's just it's for those that want to find out the truth about, I guess, everything. It's all right in front of your face. And we just pointed out one easy, comical fucking instance. It's like, yeah, dude, they're even fucking cleaning up, the people from 90 Day Fiancé because they said this or whatever.
Well,
it's
and
like,
who's they?
It's silly.
Who's they?
The network.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is controlled by other people. And they have people to answer to, and they have advertisers to answer to, and yada, yada, yada. Like, it's just, like, it's a reality show. TLC is a part of Discovery. So, you watch Discovery Channel or whatever.
You're supposed to be learning stuff, right?
Not even that. It's like you see the tiger or you see the lion eat the gazelle as is. That's what it is. This is a document. This is documented, whatever. Same thing as TLC, because I don't know if you guys fucking noticed this, but it's like, it is like in its own right. Like, I
mean, literally TLC is the learning channel.
Yeah. So it's like, instead of watching animals, you're watching
humans
people.
Do the same thing.
It's very weird. And it's like, yeah, dude, fucking just air it. Own up to it.
People might oppose that gazelle getting murdered. But
and they do.
Yeah, exactly. But they're still showing that. And you know what? They should be able to show people
being people.
Being people. Oh my God.
People being people.
People being people.
If you're going to call yourself the learning channel, fucking show it.
I 100% agree.
If I have to sit there and watch someone having sex with balloons, you're gonna fucking air.
Are you talking about my strange addiction?
Yes. Remember that guy with the balloon fetish?
Exactly. So we're dumbed down to forced to watch people fucking balloons and inflatable pool floats, but we can't see fucking someone's fiance say something racist to them. Personally, they're not making an announcement about the whole population. It's a personal fucking fight that they signed off to let people record in their own like bedroom or whatever, you know, like fucking whatever.
Yeah.
I get worked up. Yeah. It's not good, but everyone out there,
we're not worked up over 90 Day Fiance.
No.
We're more worked up about the truth in plain sight.
Yes, people, pay attention to what you're consuming. Read more than headlines. Investigate. You do your own research. Look at non-mainstream media. Figure some shit out. People need to educate themselves, and nobody's trying.
It's crazy.
It's all in under your noses, but you don't look past a headline you see on Facebook that's 6 words long. You take it for truth. So, whatever.
Truth is subjective.
I'm disappointed in humanity, to be honest.
But
what?
But Vivarium.
But Vivarium.
Should we call this episode Vivarium?
Yeah. What does Vivarium mean?
It's like a habitat. It's like it's Latin for like a insulated habitat, I think. Let me look it up. Since you fucking put my Latin at
then yes.
An enclosure, container, or structure adapted or prepared for keeping animals under semi-natural conditions for observation or study, or as pets, an aquarium or terrarium.
So essentially what is happening with the American people right now?
Yes.
This episode is Vivarium. And I fucking challenge anybody that's listening to take shit into your own hands and research and look into the issues and find what you really believe, because there's a lot of misinformation out there.
And a lot of it's perpetuated by, I'm not going to say it, but because people just aren't ready to hear the truth. Not. Without people saying, this guy's Alex Jones. But
it's literally all public knowledge, public record, but nobody reads more than like 6 words at a time.
It's crazy. But
it is crazy.
I will tell you, listeners of the Manor, I'm off TikTok now. I think 2 weeks ago, we might have talked about TikTok.
Fuck TikTok.
Not only for the overwhelming concerns with its security, and
all Amazon employees today were ordered to delete TikTok.
Fuck yeah.
Weird.
But not only because of the insane security concerns, but also the propaganda like feeding of information and perpetuating said information and rewarding people with views and likes. Subliminally, like
in very small doses.
Basically,
you don't know.
Like an algorithm is what's feeding this, but it's playing off of people's need for likes or online stardom. And, you even see it in media, like some TikTokers are literally like getting TV time and stuff like that. And ever since getting off TikTok, like the Lizard and I noticed that like we became way more grounded.
I'm going to go with my least favorite word. Woke. I want to puke that I just said that. I fucking hate that word. It's true though.
But that's also another thing perpetuated by
TikTok?
I guess that too.
What they do, whatever.
We're not going to dive too deep into it.
You get so many like funny videos and it's great and you think it's wonderful. And then you get maybe like one that has a political agenda. And then it goes back to funny videos, and then maybe you get one. But after you start watching those, it becomes more political and you don't realize it. And it's so quick and so easy to like, oh, the next video. Oh, it's so funny. Haha.
Well,
I love this.
It learns your habits and your interests.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
And it plays off of people's, want to be viral. So, perfect example.
It's a perfect storm, really.
Once we disconnected from this shit, like we noticed a slight change in just our day-to-day understanding of life, or like appreciation for the moment, where I don't know if you guys remember, like January, there was tensions between the US and Iran, and everyone on TikTok started World War III, it's funny. And then all of a sudden that was a huge trend, and then people literally were like scared that World War III was about to happen, when in fact, that really wasn't in the cards at that moment. So it's like, I noticed that, and I observe people, as I said in the last episode, and the lizard knows, I observe society, and I observe people, and I observe these trends online, especially as a musician or whatever. Like I literally for my job have to understand trends. And I was just like, yo, this TikTok thing, like, takes something in essence kind of morbid. Like that one video, remember I was telling you, where like the little girl was like masturbating, and then it became a fucking like trend.
Because there's fucking pedophile rings on TikTok. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
And it's like, what? And I even made a video, and the basis of the video was like, hey guys, why is this trending? Like, when we could like talk about fun stuff, like it's sick.
There are people that are influencing what is coming out to people on TikTok that don't have any of humanity's best interests at heart, and it became sick. Honestly, it messed with my mental health.
And mine.
And I only watched it with you, like, every couple days, like we'd lay in bed at night and laugh at TikTok, but it started to affect me.
But even to the point that it started to influence like the public's view for like woke people, quote unquote woke. Mm-hmm. We're only saying woke because this is the easiest way to convey to you guys like the real meaning of it. I would say initiated, but you guys already know. But it would throw in like, okay, like a woke guy, whatever, would get through on your feed, and he'd be like, oh, the Chinese government's doing this. Remember when coronavirus first started, and there was the doctor that was dying in the hospital bed saying, hey guys, listen, this is happening. And then you would get a funny video, a girl shaking her ass, and then it notices you watch that, the defectors video. So then it throws you, hey, aliens, or hey, elves.
And TikTok, I believe, was also pushing these conspiracy theories that are so outlandish that it made people who believe in a narrative that is not what's in the mainstream media look fucking nuts. I think it was purposeful to make conspiracy theorists look crazy, when in reality, there are theories that are not the level of conspiracy, like aliens, Illuminati. There's stuff in the middle that got shit on because they got labeled as conspiracy theorists because of what's been put out in the media and TikTok. Well, it's scary. It's literally suppression of speech and propaganda.
Well, perfect example is that, like, soon as a person is informed, they usually want to inform other people of the horrible things that they've learned. That's hidden in plain sight, mind you. And they immediately, through the mass machine, so to speak, are labeled as conspiracy theorists or woke or whatever, and they get put into this subgenre. And TikTok especially puts these people in their lane, and
which ties back to what we were talking about earlier.
Vivarium.
That, everybody has this lane that they adhere to now. Yes.
And even Facebook, they have the algorithm that feeds you what you want. And if they think, let's run a little experiment, literally, this is fact. Let's run an experiment. Let's throw a bunch of negative posts at this person. Let's see if that changes his demeanor or whatever. So, you have these people that are speaking truth that are painted as loony because
they're discredited,
and then
for no reason.
And then you have public figures that are hailed as like public lunatics, like Alex Jones or whatever. Which in the
bring
past,
back Steve Bannon. Everybody Google Steve Bannon and listen to his podcast. Good.
But listen to mine first.
No, but Steve Bannon.
But
War Room.
So, you have these people that are legitimately informed and they want to warn others of what they found. And then you have the people that are spouting about satanic rituals, blood orgies, this and this and this.
It muddies
ghosts,
the waters.
Goblins, demons.
Yes.
And it, like you said, it muddies the waters.
And people latch on to that shit.
Exactly.
And then everybody else that's in the middle that might have theories that are not mainstream or not literally being fed to us by entities.
Yeah.
Then we are made to look crazy.
Exactly.
And it takes a lot to get people to overcome those like stereotypes and things that they have been fed for years and years to realize that maybe there's more things at play. And, I think we're going to be okay. But there's a lot of stuff going on that people have maybe had the wool pulled over their eyes for a long time about.
Yeah. And think about this, like when you say informed, conspiracy theory people, whatever, woke.
I think those things should be distinct from one another, to be honest.
Yes, but who is the poster child for all of this? Alex Jones.
Yeah, for
now,
sure.
what does the media do to Alex Jones on a public forum? They pull him through the dirt. They take anything, like I said.
They make him look like the same person that only believes in fucking aliens and
which
shit.
He does himself no justice, spouting about, they're turning the frogs gay, fucking aliens or this, reptilians, blah, blah, blah. I think, as a person, I think he speaks in code.
Yep.
When he does that, and take it as you will. I'm not going to say anything further about that. But they take those clips and they say, look, here's your fucking poster child. He's insane. You're all insane. You have no idea what you're talking about. Shut up and fucking watch this episode of 90 Day Fiance. Shut the fuck up, Vivarium. No,
full circle.
No, I mean,
he's found it down.
Hell yeah. But it's fucking crazy. And I implore all of my listeners, all my friends, if you're on TikTok, delete your profile, delete the app. And if you really, really want it, fucking watch YouTube compilations of TikTok. I'm saying,
no.
For the people that are like, I want.
No.
Whatever. Okay. Never mind.
He rescinds that recommendation.
I rescind my recommendation.
Thank you.
Because,
no good.
Yeah.
You're still going to get that. It's going to come through.
Not if you're searching, especially for something.
Man, I don't know. Stuff is weird.
I'm speaking to my people because some of them are in the industry and they need to know what's hot, what's not.
Just be careful and do your research.
Or just keep your mind locked. That's it. Know who you are. Know what you believe. And then watch. Don't watch and be like, oh, wow, fairies are real? I'm going to go look in the trees and see if there's fairies. You fucking
made me watch those TikTok fairy videos.
Dude, like, again.
I hated you.
Again, like, those videos started happening because, we'd get these, like, truther videos, and then all of a sudden it's aliens, demons, then, like, booty, aliens, booty.
It was
memes, and then, fairies, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like, I'm an occultist, so it's like, yes, I'm drawn to find out about this stuff and see, like, what are they talking about? Which demon are they talking about? Because it could be this and this, or it could be this, that. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the screen and I'm like trying to see like, what does this person believe is there? And then like I find myself, and then you make fun of me as well. I'm like literally looking
it's ridiculous.
for
You're
this
looking for a fairy in your fucking phone screen. I thought you were crazy.
Yeah.
But you couldn't see that because you've been so fucking like brainwashed by TikTok, to be totally honest. I honestly think I fell victim to it too. And we deleted it 3 weeks ago. And since then,
2 weeks.
I have gone deep dive research into real fucking facts and stuff on government websites that no one fucking reads. And my mind is alive for once. And when we were watching TikTok, it wasn't.
And
I am Miss Alex Jones.
Alexa Jones.
Well, that shit's unplugged. Whatever.
No, but
just read stuff.
it's just weird.
Please.
Shit's weird.
Read. Question. Don't listen to headlines.
Question everything.
Yeah.
That's part of the basis of being Luciferian is use the power of knowledge. You use the power of question.
Am I becoming an occultist?
I mean, I hope.
I'm not.
You know, that's the basis of being Luciferian, and that's literally what the band is about. That's what my central, again, like I don't really subscribe to one idea, one theory, because I don't like that idea of like you're in this lane. Like I said earlier in the podcast, like I like to find a medium, but I mainly lean towards Luciferian, which is basically spreading this occult knowledge using, you know, the power of question and all this shit. It's like I bear the light, and you know, this podcast is a extension of that purpose, I guess. But you know, nobody wants to hear a podcast and hear me talk about fucking, you know, shit like the New World Order or whatever. So, you know,
wow. Big drop.
Hey, listen.
I wasn't going there.
No. I'm saying, like, in my days in Oceano, we talked about stuff like that. In Serpents, I talk about a lot of stuff. And as I've said in previous episodes, it's all there for you to pick up and lean whichever way you want to lean with it. But it's there for interpretation. I write in a way that's open to interpretation, but I am fucking telling you what I've learned, and it's up to you to, you know, grab the torch and walk on with it. All I'm doing is just, I've lit the fire and I'm passing you the torch. It's up to the listener, you know, of the podcast, of the Serpents albums. It's all there. Yeah. You just really, you have to fucking dive into it if you want to learn certain things. But
I think that your lyrics, you know, you've read to me over the past few weeks, like, yeah, there's a lot of very insightful things in your lyrics, and I think that people can use those things to feed off of and maybe find, you know, a sense of, you know, I as a person have the ability to make my own narrative and explore the actual facts and things like that and question things. And it really, your Serpents albums and lyrics are very on point to that sort of a mentality, and it's kind of cool.
And just to clarify, you've never heard of Serpents before we met?
Me?
Yes.
Nope.
Exactly.
I didn't even actually know the lyrics.
Before anyone wants to sit there and discredit your opinion saying, oh, she's just a fangirl, whatever.
I was shocked.
That's not the case. I found myself a civilian.
I'm going to be real. I'm a bad girlfriend because I don't think I had listened to the songs. And I'm a piece of shit. And you were reading me lyrics like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, holy shit, these are fucking great, and also super on point for like people who might be feeling a little lost right now and like trying to make sense of stuff and like providing a little guidance. Like you were reading to me and I was like blown away. I'm sure you remember.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I didn't know shit about Serpents.
And I even said on I think the last...
I didn't know shit about Ocean. I don't know shit about shit.
Well, there you go.
I'm just here.
I think I even said that on like the last episode. I was like, in these vlogs that I'm doing, if you guys haven't seen them, go check them out. youtube.com/user/weareserpents. Subscribe to the YouTube, please, and watch the weekly vlogs where I am talking about the lyrics for each song on each album. And I said on the previous episode, I said that I'm explaining the lyrics for the album or each song, whatever, but there's also an underneath layer that I'm not even talking about in the YouTube videos that is there for you, because the lizard knows, I didn't want to explain these songs at all.
And I encouraged you to give some explanation, because I think that they are so intricate and they mean so much. And I don't think people have delved into that. And I think you need to give a little bit of, a path. And
like my tattoos. Do you remember my tattoos when I explained?
Okay, so Andrew,
I said
how long have we been dating?
Almost 2.5 years.
Yeah. A few months ago, he finally explained his tattoos to me for the first time ever. I had no idea.
But you remember what I said?
What?
Each tattoo has 3 different meanings.
Yes.
So same thing with the songs.
You explained them to me, and I was in awe of all of the deep meanings to things, and I had no idea.
That's the occultist in me.
Yeah. Secretive.
Yep.
But your songs have all that too. I mean, every song can be interpreted different ways, but you have purposeful different storylines and meanings built into them, and I am very impressed with you.
Would you say I'm more of a Loki? The trickster god? Am I the trickster god?
Weird, because I don't think that, I think you need to implore people to explore those lyrics and their meaning, because nobody's going to do it on their own these days.
I don't know how, aside from fucking hacking everyone's computers and making them watch my shit or listen to my songs, I've done it, guys. I've tried to implore everyone to really check out the serpent stuff. And
finally you're giving explanations.
Yes, but I'm only giving, like I said, like the tattoos, I'm only giving 2 of the 3 explanations.
Because you're a turd.
Either I'm a fucking turd, or some things you have to work for it.
Yeah.
And that's the occultist, that's the illuminated, that's the initiated.
But people
aspect of thinking is, if you want to know, you have to dig, you have to work for it. You have to what's it called? It's an alchemist term. Transmutation. You have to transmutate.
The problem is today people have been sort of handed things, and so they won't do that. So I think that what you're doing with the videos is the first step in encouraging people to do that, because people are kind of trained not to do that.
And that's fine. I wrote the songs, like I said, in many ways, so you can read it as is and think, oh, those are cool lyrics. You can understand, some of the storyline that I've spoke about in these vlogs and be like, huh, that's cool. Or you can go full on, I gotta fucking know what this is about. And then you would probably get lost in it, but I think you would come out, a different person, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Vivarium.
He's pounding down. I'm going to white trash your Vivarium every time you say it.
Whatever. I think we've said enough.
Yeah, we gotta go eat Lumalnati's.
Somebody just cut the power in our house.
Lumalnati's. Yeah, we've tonight.
Hillary's here.
Hillary. What? What? I might be murdered in my sleep. I don't know.
Yeah. If anything weird happens to us, guys, know that something weird has happened.
I have broken 3 iPhone chargers out of nowhere in the past 3 days. So.
Bum, bum, bum.
The metal part, it just fell out of them.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know what's
See,
going
that's
on.
conspiracy. I like facts.
Yes.
Not that.
And the facts are, if anything fucking weird happens to us out of nowhere, read the lyrics, I guess.
You would leave behind an encrypted message. That's very
pretty much. But anyways, it's late and we need to eat. And Lizard, if you'd like to sign off while I do my
yeah. How do I? Wait, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Adios, muchacho and muchachas. Oh shit, no.
Muchachos and muchachas.
I'll be back hopefully in a couple
2 weeks. Hopefully, if nothing weird happens to us. But yes, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you dive in deep to the other episodes if you enjoyed this episode. And you can do that by subscribing to this podcast if you haven't already. If you did, I greatly appreciate it. If you didn't, if you can subscribe, I'm fucking talking in circles. But basically, if you're not subscribed to the podcast, please subscribe. Every bit helps. Please rate the podcast as well. Comment on the podcast wherever applicable. I think they do it on Apple or Apple Podcasts. I think that's where you can comment. I don't know. But if you want to join in on the conversation, if you want to talk some shit, fucking head to our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/the6M podcast. That's THESIXM for Mikhail podcast. Join our Facebook group. We are few, but we are many. I would really like to see everybody's bright, shining faces. And, you can talk some shit, ask some questions. I know I've been using my Instagram for this shit, but whatever. I'm using whatever I can. And as always, the show is sponsored by True Media Music because we don't really have a sponsor. So, being that I'm the singer and guitarist of Serpents US and the owner-operator of True Media Music, all that I ask is that after you've subscribed to the podcast, you've fucking joined the Facebook group, and that you've liked and fucking rated the podcast and whatever, head to our Spotify, head to the Serpents Spotify, searching Serpents US, find us, follow us. We're not playing any shows. Times are fucking tough right now. So the best thing for you to do if you really want to support is to follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're making moves. We're making moves right now. And unfortunately, all the moves are online related. And being that the waters are muddied up with chaos online, it's really hard, really, really hard to stay afloat and to keep everybody's interest. So the best thing, if you want to help out, is support the band and support the podcast simply, literally, just by liking and following and subscribing wherever you can. And then, next week we'll be chatting solo. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have any topics you want me to cover, any tour stories, anything like that, Mischief, Magic, and Mystery, that's what it's all about. But thank you guys for coming to the Manor. I genuinely appreciate it, and I genuinely hope you listen to this episode with an open mind and an open heart, and know that we are both coming from the best of places. We want to see the world in better spirits. We want to see the world coexisting, and we want to see the world cooperating with each other. And it all starts with you, pretty much. So thank you guys. And sorry about the video or lack thereof. That didn't happen. It didn't come out very well. So I'm still working on that. All right. I'm going to shut up now. Take it easy. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.